all this. Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody. Nobody should be fooled. He proudly declared himself 100% right to work.
Why are you yelling at me? What did I do? Did I leave the soap out, the seat up? What's going on?
Is that how you get yelled at home? If you leave the soap out and the seat up?
I'm just saying. Every time I hear that clip, I feel like I'm being yelled at. Left the door open.
Tucker Carlson is joining us today from Houston. Tucker, I'm shocked. We're all shocked by the pitch of that particular, I don't know, satellite thing she was doing with somebody, talking to somebody, but it looked like she was really yelling at somebody.
What's going on?
Well, she was, and it's poignant. I mean, when people melt down, the first thing that goes is voice modulation. And it really is like that Saturday Night Live sketch. I can't believe I'm losing to this guy. This is a pattern we've seen for the last year. People who run against Donald Trump tend to go crazy by the end. I mean, you remember Ted Cruz, the most articulate man in the world, could barely speak English. He was shell-shocked. Jeb Bush, I think, is still
Tucker,
a little bit in a funk.
Are you saying Hillary Clinton has gone crazy?
What I'm saying is that people don't understand, professional politicians, when they lose to Trump, don't understand why it's happening. They honestly, and I mean this with real empathy, actually. Hillary Clinton doesn't understand why anyone would vote for Donald Trump. She sincerely doesn't, because she doesn't understand voters very well. And so it's driving her crazy when she says, why am I not 50 points ahead? She means it. That's the most authentic thing she has said all year.
Right, and if you look at the polls, it's not even up for opinion. They're closing or he's leading in almost all the battleground states. Yes. And 3 weeks ago, if I told you that, you said, well, that's not going to happen. Maybe I'll have a little surge, that's it. But it seems to be somewhat between her health, her missteps, what she did for 4 years as Secretary of State, seems to be catching up with her. And she's shedding millennials like crazy. So she said, called up 1-800-ZAC Galifianakis, and she got, between two ferns, got the booking that Tucker Carlson wants so bad. Tell me if this is going to help her.
What happens if you become pregnant? Are we going to be stuck with Tim Kaine for 9 months? How does this work?
I could send you some pamphlets that might help you understand.
Are you down with TPP?
I'm not down with TPP.
No, you're supposed to say, yeah, you know me. Like the hip-hop group.
Don't tell me what to say.
Any regrets over losing the Scott Baio vote?
Not a one.
So it wasn't heartbreaking that...
No.
Yeah, but Chachi. What's the best way to reach you? Email?
What'd you think, Tucker?
I thought it was kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, it was.
But I bet she didn't. I bet she didn't. I mean, you know, there are probably some viewers who will kind of get the irony of it. But how much did she hate it? That's the point. You're reaching a place in the campaign where they're panicking, and there's probably nothing she wouldn't do. If Robbie Mook, her campaign manager, said to her, look, you've got to sing I'm a Little Teapot on stage at the debate because it's going to win over millennials, I think she would do it. And you sort of feel for her, actually, at this point, because the humiliation just doesn't end.
Well, I know that she's working like crazy to get ready for this, to the point where she's pulled herself out of fundraising events and doesn't have anything on the schedule. Do you think there's something behind that? What do your sources say?
Well, clearly there's something behind that, and I wouldn't want to speculate, but it's odd behavior, of course. I mean, her surrogates are speaking in public more than she is at a time when the campaign clearly has taken a turn. I'm not saying she's going to lose. I'm saying she very well could lose, and it's finally dawned on them that, yes, they could lose to Donald Trump. So why isn't she out there? Why isn't she raising money even? I don't know. It's very odd. I think it's a legitimate question. She's not being pressed on it by reporters. She should be. Again, I don't know the answer, but it's not conventional.
Hey, Tucker, what do you think of the internal Obama administration email that revealed immigration officials were really pushing through immigrants so that they can get through the process before Election Day? Exactly, illegal, so they can go and vote.
Yeah, so DHS, a memo said to employees, look, you may need to work overtime because we've got an election coming up. We've got to naturalize people. The implication being, of course, so they can vote. First, I think it's a really big deal. I mean, this is the future of our country. And so the idea that the government is trying to get new voters into the system to pack the electorate in order for Hillary to win, is a really ominous thing. But it's also of a piece with our policy going back 50 years. I mean, one of the main points of the massive third world immigration into the United States we've seen has been to bolster the fortunes of the Democratic Party. If the electorate were the same as it was in 1980, obviously, Barack Obama wouldn't have gotten the majority of the vote twice. So this is the essence of their strategy, is to bring people in and make them new Democrats. And I think it's worth speaking up about, because I think it's fundamentally unfair to people who are from here.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so we've seen this email saying try to make as many illegals legal as possible. But why do you think they're then going to wind up voting by November 8th?
Well, because because two reasons. One, the assumption is that the overwhelming majority of first-time immigrant voters vote Democrat. We've seen that for a generation. Okay, that's just true. There are a lot of reasons for it, but it doesn't matter what they are. That's true. And the second reason we know this is because this has been going on for 2 years at least, where the Obama administration has been giving grants to left-wing nonprofits whose whole mission is to register new voters to vote against Trump. This is something that Soros has funded, and that basically conservatives and Republicans have not said anything about for whatever bizarre reason, but they should, because again, this is packing the electorate on behalf of a specific political party. It's wrong.
Tucker, lastly, real quick, in North Carolina, the chaos that's taking place in Charlotte, look at both candidates. The theory is, even in Politico today, that the law and order candidate could benefit in what's turning into a battleground state. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I don't see how this could be good for Hillary Clinton. I mean, Black Lives Matter, which she has endorsed, has basically pulled off the mask and admitted, yes, it's a racist group that endorses violence. So Hillary Clinton is on the record endorsing them. So how exactly is that good for her? I don't see how it is with normal voters anyway.
See, I like Tucker. Ainsley, you didn't want to have Tucker on
I'm getting
today.
convinced now.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
getting
starting to like
convinced.
him more?
I'm liking him a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
He
the
woke
best.
up at like
So nice,
7:30 for us.
Ainsley. You're my favorite.
Well, she was against your appearance
I
until
love
now.
you.
He's taking over the couch tomorrow.
Guess
We'll
what?
be gone.
We're going to be waking up at 7 o'clock tomorrow, even on our Saturday and Sunday, to watch you.
How about
tomorrow.
6? He's on at 6.
All right, I'll wake up at 6.
All right. Tucker, have a great day down in Texas.
Thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow.